it's your girl Ash and I am back with another video, and today I'm going to be checking out top 10 most chilling Jimmy Savile TV appearances. Now before I get into this video, I do want to say I did react to Jimmy Savile Crimes That Shook Britain, so I know about the background about this horrible man. He got away with so much and his victims weren't able to get justice, and it is extremely sad. But before I get into this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Enough of me talking, and let's get straight into this reaction.
I got up this morning hoping the world was a nice place, and I will go to bed tonight hoping that I haven't had to change my mind.
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most chilling Jimmy Savile TV appearances.
Why would you have brain damage?
Because the girls I know specialise in brain damage.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at some of the most disturbing televised moments featuring the infamous Predator spanning his 40-year career. Do you remember any of these? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, please let me know down in the comments if you remember any of these moments that they're about to show.
Number 10, his reception in the Big Brother house.
What?
Celebrity Big Brother.
I did not know he was on Big Brother. I mean, I really don't watch the show anyway. Was this the UK version? Do they have a UK version of Big Brother, or was this the American version?
In 2006, Jimmy Savile was nearing the end of his career. Often described as a national treasure, he had even been knighted by the Queen. After Savile's death, a criminal investigation into abuse was launched by Scotland Yard, based on the testimony of over 300 potential victims across 6 decades. But during his lifetime, he remained a TV personality until the end.
It was the American version, because I see that is Dennis Rodman. I don't think I ever really watched Big Brother, to be honest with you.
He entered the Celebrity Big Brother house for 2 days during Series 4, although he chose not to spend the night.
Don't forget, ladies, that I'm available most weekends for home visits.
In his own words, because he was from a red-blooded part of the country and wouldn't be able to restrain himself, the housemates welcomed him as a hero, although some of the women appeared uncomfortable.
Let me tell you, unbelievable.
Number 9, the problem with a Rolls-Royce. ITV News. Here, Savile is interviewed in the capacity of celebrity Rolls-Royce owner. Propped up against a bar, he deadpans that the problem with a Rolls is that it's difficult to persuade girls to go for a ride in it.
Well, it's very bad for a single fella like me, because a girl will not get into a Rolls-Royce because it's too posh.
He then...
So let me ask, some of the things that he used to say back then, did they consider it like dark humor, like being funny, and then now being that, you know, so much was released after his death, now it's kind of like, damn, he wasn't joking around, he was really serious about the things that he would say. So please let me know if he got a pass because of like the whole humor, the dark humor that, you know, goes on in the UK. So did he get a pass because of that? Like no one really took, you know, like some of the things that he was saying seriously?
Mentions that he keeps a little van for that purpose instead, as it's less conspicuous. Savile's regular trick of hiding in plain sight is clearly demonstrated here.
So I keep a little van. It's a lot better.
He appears perfectly calm while volunteering this incriminating detail. In reality, he kept a caravan where it's believed that he brought many of his victims. However, the tone of the interview is unnervingly flirtatious. The news anchor even makes a quip about too much room in the back seat.
I thought you were going to say there was too much room on the back seat.
Number 8, an unnerving response to a letter. Jim'll fix it. As Savile began to look out of place as the presenter of Top of the Pops, he reinvented himself as a kindly uncle figure on Jim'll Fix It. The series was his own suggestion and ran from 1975 to
He looked
1994.
creepy.
Children would write in with a wish to be granted, and Jim would fix it for them.
I know in my previous videos, Jimmy Savile comes that shook Britain. I think there was a couple of comments of, people stated that they did write into him, but they had no way of knowing that he was a pervert, that he was a pedophile. They had no way of knowing, and that's like so messed up, Like, imagine you finding out that the person that you idolized and you wanted to meet, could have possibly, singled you out if you had, written him. Like, that is so crazy to even just think about that. It's so disturbing.
This unnerving moment shows Savile reading out a request, apparently from a child. They ask that Jim will stop fixing people, and it ends with the hope that the presenter will not tickle him. Savile's reply? He doesn't tickle young men, but does the writer have a sister? Since Savile's death, claims have surfaced that he abused some of the participants who appeared on the show.
See?
Number 7, what do you do in the caravan? Have I got news for you?
I did notice the very kindly that producer ashtray. But carry on.
When the allegations against Jimmy Savile began to surface, everyone was asking the same questions. Why did nobody report him? People in the industry must have known. But whether his rumoured behaviour was common knowledge or not, he definitely made people uncomfortable.
I think, oh gosh, I hope they don't take me down, but BBC has something to do. I think they knew. I really think that they knew, and they covered it up because he was their meal ticket. Some people knew. The higher ups, they knew. They knew what was going on, and they chose not to act. They chose not to do anything, and it's really messed up. Now we're in 2023. I could just only imagine how the victims feel. It's just messed up. They didn't get the proper due justice that they really deserve to get.
In this episode of Have I Got News for You from 1999, panelist Savile is the cause of some awkwardness. When asked what he does in his caravan, he replies, anything I can get my hands on.
What do you do in the caravan?
Anybody I can lay my hands on?
The audience might
Crazy.
laugh, but Ian Hislop doesn't look amused. When Savile ventures that he is feared in every girls' school in this country, the laughter is even thinner on the ground.
I'm feared in every girls' school in this country.
Number 6,
That's not
a look
funny.
around his room, Through the Keyhole. The original Through the Keyhole gave viewers a glimpse into celebrity homes. The owner would then be revealed to the audience while a panel of celebs tried to...
So that show is kind of like MTV Cribs of what we had in the States. That's what it seems like.
guess who it was. Jimmy Savile never stayed in one place for long, but he still took part in 1984. His sparsely decorated bedroom includes some old-fashioned furniture, a smoking jacket, and a waterbed with rubber ducks on it.
What a four
What?
plastic ducks doing on the bed indeed. Well, I'll show you what they do.
In his interview, he appears in a jumper which reads, "I'm an animal," and makes some unpleasant comments about
I
teenage
will
girls.
eat you if I have
It's
to. Oh my gosh. But then again, it's kind of like the humor part. You know what I mean? Like, I think the humor, like, just no one really looked into it because the humor is different there in the UK. And I don't know. Do you guys think that's what it was? That's the reason why it got overlooked? Because of, you know, how you guys joke, and also because of who he was. Clearly, some of that play a part of the simple fact of who he was. He was a big name that everybody loved.
all a bit disturbing, even without hindsight.
I'm feared in every girls' school in Britain.
Number 5, when Jimmy met Rolf. Jim'll fix it. Although Jimmy Savile was an extreme case, he wasn't the only predator to have pulled the wool over the eyes of the British public. Rolf Harris is an Australian TV personality famous in the UK for his work on series such as Rolf's Cartoon Club and Animal Hospital. In 2014, he was convicted with 4 cases of assault. In this episode of Jim'll Fix It from 1976,
touching
Rolf
her.
is the celebrity guest. At one point, they each have a hand on a participant's
Oh my
shoulder.
God.
There's nothing overtly wrong with this picture, but knowing what we now know,
Exactly.
it's chilling to
Oh,
see.
it
Number 4.
is. Oh my. Oh. Calm down, Ashley. Calm down.
When Jimmy fooled Louis, when Louis met. Louis Theroux is one of the UK's best-loved documentary makers. Known for his subtle but effective journalism style, Louis is adept at breaking down his subject's defenses and getting straight to the crux of the issue. But his interview with Jimmy Savile barely scratched the surface.
You also used to be a wrestler, is that right?
Still am.
Still am?
Fit in every girls' school in Britain.
As part of his When Louis Met series, Theroux spent a few days with the entertainer, shadowing him during his daily life. In a 2005 poll by Channel 4, it was voted one of the best documentaries of all time.
Do you mean to say that you've never, ever had a girlfriend?
Friends that are girls, 8 million.
But although Louis posed some tough questions and heard some pretty disturbing answers, he was ultimately fooled by Savile's facade.
How do they know whether I am or not? How does anybody know whether I am? Nobody knows whether I am.
Number 3, Gary Glitter in the studio. Clunk Click.
Beanbags, did you like Gary's new record? Put your hand up if you like Gary's new record.
Clunk Click was a Saturday night variety show fronted by Savile in the 1970s. The name was derived from his memorable series of adverts about seatbelt safety. In this episode from 1974, British pop star and convicted offender Gary Glitter joins Jimmy on the sofa. The audience is made up mostly of young girls. It also includes patients from Broadmoor Psychiatric Hospital.
You get two. In there. Oh. I should be giving girls away.
Savile did much of his charity work there and is now known to have assaulted a number of patients over several decades.
Yeah,
Victims who were part of this studio audience have also come forward since Savile's death.
See you next week for another Clunk Click.
Number 2, I'm all for girls who don't know too much. Is this your life? In this infamous interview with Andrew Neil, Savile is cross-examined.
He really thought that he was untouchable, and just watching this bothers me so much because you could just tell by his body language, the way that he talked. He just felt like he was untouchable. He was never going to get caught.
About his lifestyle and his romantic relationships. When the questions hit too close to home, he takes out a banana, apparently as a distraction technique.
Yeah, give or take a few nice lady.
But the most unnerving moment comes when old friends of the entertainer appear to give their testimony. Savile doesn't look too happy to see them and becomes almost edgy. One man recalls a particular young lady in a particular hotel, but Savile turns the blame back onto the questioner.
His girlfriend was called Norma. And he has now fixed it for me to get him off the hook.
Another acquaintance reminds us that Jimmy has always loved the ladies, but the proper age, 16 and upwards.
I say young, I mean, the proper age, 16 upwards. And
Number 1, assaulting someone live on air. Top of the Pops. Towards the beginning of his career, Savile was the frontman for the weekly music show Top of the Pops. He continued to present it for over a decade. The audience members were meant to be over 18, but they were usually younger. In this chilling clip, Savile is speaking directly to the camera while his hand is out of sight.
And see who plays in the part of that. The networks. The networks play a part of letting these young children in the environment of a pedophile. Like, if they're supposed to be 18 years old, why are they letting children in there under the age of 18 and airing it on television? So who's responsible ultimately?
A girl beside him jumped sideways out of his way. In the 60s and 70s, it was not uncommon to see male TV presenters acting inappropriately with young women on air. If this behavior had not been normalized, perhaps Savile's actions at the time would have been seen for what they actually were: abuse. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other.
That is crazy. Trust and believe. If he was still alive, it would be a whole bunch of stuff going on. Because with cancel culture, man, listen, it's just too much. Comment down below. Let me know some of the chilling moments that you remember of Jimmy Savile. Comment down below. Let me know what other videos you guys would like for me to check out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, fam.